hello, Zam General. Good evening, we're Freedom Mulishani. Power tap, Muita 1-2. Hi, Facebook. Share, invite people. Happy Friday. How's everybody? How's everyone? I am fine, thank you. Mulishani. Another day in paradise. Good evening. Power tap, share. Okay, ciao Amanga Mulibwino. Hi, Bakaro. How are you guys? Welcome. Waiseni munganda ya mafunde. That's spicy Mulishani. Waiseni munganda ya mafunde. Oh my goodness. Portalicious, how are you? Hi. Share, guys. Tablet está share. Mulishani. Avena Mafkin. Hi, Kennedy Zimba. If Anthony knew. Kuti walwalo mtwe mwandi. Zambian politics. Election Kasama. Mwevantu ku Kasama. Anyway, I have a few topics today. Guys. Today we are going to talk about political stakeholders. We are also going to talk about the Kasama by-election. And yeah, I think we'll just keep it very, not too many topics. So Kasama by-election, political stakeholders, and what else? The ECL barrio, you know. Somebody just tagged me. Hi, Don Oscar, you want to come up? My co-host is here. Again, this funeral, ECL funeral drama has started again. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Katrisha for tualalanda, mwevantu wakwarisa. Ilia chiriro chavenich. I took good to see familiar faces always supporting us, not me. It's our page because we make it. It is our page. Yes. So, yeah. Tulipano, share. New Friday, hakuna kulala. New Kasama. I didn't expect much from New Kasama. From Kasama by-election. I didn't expect much from that by-election. Once I heard people threatening Walubinda not to go in Kasama, I'm just like, okay, we're not even going to waste time to worry about this thing. There were no G20s that were being transmitted. You know, it's ministers camped over there. All the cadres were in Kasama. You know, what happened is not a surprise. It is not a surprise, but we'll comment, guys. Send to share to 100. Let me share, and then we'll get started. Power tap, guys. So that tufule. Nipa Friday lero, guys. Twashiwa ku EMV show. The kudos to Bamwamba. Hats off. You know, Bamwamba is a big page right now. He's a big political player, Bamwamba, because he's PF. And all these things that are happening, they are centered on PF. So I think going to Bamwamba's page is the best we can do. So to never support Bamwamba, always let's go to him. EMV show. He comes, I think, every other day at 20 hours Zambian time. So we need to go to that page. Pandre pari fishing. Pano kutumwaisa, yes. There were no G20. Pano, you can follow Queen Pumi because we are an independent voice here. We are independent voices here. So we are able to look into the whole PF scenario, what is going on. But umute weriashi, the truth, apa kufunyeriashi ni pariba mwamba verified because he goes there. You know, of course, he has restrictions. He can't say certain things because he's a PF member. So that's where you come to our page here, where we we have no restrictions. When you come here, the gloves are off. We say it as it is. But when again, kuya kuliba mwamba, you get the whole gist. Kuliba mwamba kuya mkusenderia shilionse as PF, because I think he's a PF a media person or something. Yeah. So Bamwamba, we need to be tuned into Bamwamba. Yes, I tried to listen to that interview, but the sound was bad. Yeah, Bamake Bizulu na Frank Mutubila. I tried to tune in, but sound yachiba bad. So let me play something while I share, guys. Pani ears on the ground. Did you shukuri konkaka? Okay, but TikTok almost 1,000. Chen tufike pa 2,000. Zero to where I am. We reached 2,000, right? Likes on TikTok, and we'll get started. And then by that time, I'll be done sharing. I will be done sharing. So, stay tuned, stay tuned. Share power tap to power tap, power tap, power tap. Stay tuned, guys. So, I'm a page here, Konka. I'm recommending these pages, guys. Follow Queen Cobra, follow EMV. Of course, myself and Queen Cobra, we are independent political stakeholders, but EMV is a PF, so EPAC for Mediash, Pari EMV Paria. And Mwamba is a member of the Patriotic Front Central Committee. So whatever Mwamba will say is coming from the Hello, Mama, I'm live. Okay, all right. So, mwebantu bakwalesa. If you feel chitika, stay tuned kuri pam. Stay tuned on EMV because
women and youths to march on those days. How did we?
Yeah, so Mwamba is a member of the Central Committee, PF Central Committee, so you come with the truth.
Did we let him, did we need to have the papers to do that work? No, we didn't. So even now, the General Conference is just an ordinary meeting. Robert Chavinga to direct our women and youths to march on those days. How did we pick a candidate, Simon, in your constituency in Petauke? How did we pick a candidate in Chawama? Did we let him, did we need to have the papers to do that work? No, we didn't. So even now, the General Conference is just an ordinary meeting. Robert Chavinga to direct our women and youths to march on those days. How did we pick a candidate, Simon, in your constituency? Just like the Central Committee meeting, we are going to have I'll give you a chance. We are going to have a process to pick a leader in a democratic way. If you feel sticker, you know Mao Sampa is a good friend of mine, but I condemned him. Mao's the two shava nove bonse why ipangila fechila chobe. I have said the same to Robert Chavinga, and unfortunately I will say the same to Brad Munduvile. If he thinks he can abandon the democratic process in the PF, ayaeka. Just like the Central Committee meeting, we are going to have I'll give you a chance. We are going to have a process to pick a leader in a democratic way. If you feel sticker, you know Mao Sampa is a good friend of mine, but I condemned him. Mao's the two shava nove bonse why ipangila fechila chobe. I have said the same to Robert Chavinga, and unfortunately I will say the same to Brad Munduvile. If he thinks he can abandon the democratic process in the PF, ayaeka. Just like the Central Committee meeting, we are going to have I'll give you a chance. We are going to have a process to pick a leader in a democratic way. If you feel sticker, you know Mao Sampa is a good friend of mine, but I condemned him. Mao's the two shava nove bonse why ipangila fechila chobe. I have said the same to Robert Chavinga, and unfortunately I will say the same to Brad Munduvile. If he thinks he can abandon the democratic process in the PF, ayaeka. Just like the Central Committee meeting, we are then that's okay. But if he wants to purport that he's PF, he can't do that. It will not be different from what Mao Sampa did. It will not be different from what Robert Chavinga did. So what is at stake is our country. We can't be fooled in these simple processes. And JJ, as a supporter of Brand Munduwile, I would like her. Unless he's not PF, then that's okay. But if he wants to purport that he's PF, he can't do that. It will not be different from what Mao Sampa did. It will not be different from what Robert Chavinga did. So what is at stake is our country. We can't be fooled in these simple processes. And JJ, as a supporter of Brand Munduwile, I would like her. Unless he's not PF, then it's not too late for us to reconcile these people. It's not too late for us to have a genuine general conference, a democratic conference. Whether we call ourselves no party that day, the way we make decisions, we can have that meeting. But you people are not helping. So okay, you can speak, my brother. I thought because you are JJ, you are the stake in our country. So I should bother to have a conversation with you. Others, I can let them say what they want to say.
Okay, now let me answer what you have said.
I would like to appeal to you. It's not too late for us to reconcile these people. It's not too late for us to have a genuine general conference, a democratic conference. Whether we call ourselves no party that day, the way we make decisions, we can have that meeting. But you people are not helping. So okay, you can speak, my brother. I thought because you are JJ, you are the stake in our country. So I should bother to have a conversation with you. Others, I can let them say what they want to say.
Okay, now let me answer what you have said.
I'd like to appeal to you. It's not too late for us to reconcile these people. It's not too late for us to have a genuine general conference, a democratic conference. Whether we call ourselves no party that day, the way we make decisions, we can have that meeting. But you people are not helping. So okay, you can speak, my brother. I thought because you are JJ, you are.
How many times you and me have we talked to ask you at even to reconcile? Has he reconciled with anyone?
I'm listening to you, my brother, now.
Yes. Do you think how many times you and me have we talked to ask you at even to reconcile? Has he reconciled with anyone?
I'm listening to you, my brother, now.
Yes. Do you think how many times you and me have we talked to ask you at even to reconcile? Has he reconciled with anyone?
I'm listening to you, my brother, now. Given Luminda doesn't own the party, my brother, given Luminda doesn't own the party, all of us own that party. So we shouldn't put...
And you and me, you know what I'm talking about. We have been pleading. You say, we are given Luminda, can you reconcile with your friends? But as we are given Luminda, I can't reconcile with anyone.
But...
Have you seen any reconciliation?
My brother, you and I had a discussion on Monday that we should begin to reconcile these two factions. Huh? We had this discussion on Monday, isn't it? On Sunday, yes. Monday, we had.
Yes.
So like today, what has happened? How can you reconcile? Given Luminda doesn't own the party, my brother, given Luminda doesn't own the party, all of us own that party. So we shouldn't put...
And you and me, you know what I'm talking about. We have been pleading. You say, we are given Luminda, can you reconcile with your friends? But as we are given Luminda, I can't reconcile with anyone.
But...
Have you seen any...
Okay, Mwaiseni, good, happy Friday. Donoska, you can come up if you're there. Welcome, people. Donoska Vaya. Anyway, I'm here, guys. So I'll make my presentation and then you can join if you want. Share, guys. Share. We're talking about the developing story, what is happening, the political, current political situation in the country. So the main topic is the new Kasama. What happened in New Kasama, the loss of the FDD Tonse in New Kasama. They have lost. I'll talk about that. FDD Tonse loss. And then I'll talk about the Mundubide self-expulsion. We know that Mundubide, through his action, he has self-expelled himself. And if you listen to Emmanuel Mwamba's show, if you didn't listen to it, Muye Mutambe's show yalelo, and I liked the gentleman, the caller called Munkonge. I hope to clip that caller. Munkonge, who called on EMV, explained everything. And I thank Mwamba because he gave him time to explain everything that Mundubide has done. So go to Emmanuel Mwamba's show, the live for today, and watch what Munkonge said. You know, and this is what we need. We need the truth and the honesty, because the truth will set us free. Ngatwayambo kula, you know, glossing around the truth and telling people who are insulting people who are saying as it is, it won't help Zambia. We need to stand on the truth. Yes, I'm live on TikTok. not on YouTube, just TikTok and Facebook. Yes, Tuku, I see you. So yes, so Munkonge explained it. So we'll talk about the Kasama laws, and then we'll talk about Bamundu with his self-expulsion, and also Mundu with his self-expulsion, Kasama laws, and the ECL burial is another topic. So I want to start first to talk about the Kasama loss. Now, I think the Kasama loss is self-inflicted, because if that whole team, which worked very well in Chawama, went to Kasama and did the same, we would have victory in Kasama. And again, I repeat, if the team that was in Chawama went to Kasama, we would have seen a victory in the Tonse FDD team. But you know, there are complex issues surrounding the PF, where we have a PF faction, which is the official legal PF faction led by Balubinda, and then we have another PF faction which is led by Banumba Mundubile, who went to Kasama there, and in Kasama, that Mundubile led PF faction started threatening started threatening Balubinda not to go to Kasama. I'll repeat. The Mundubile led PF faction was in Kasama on the ground, and they started threatening the Lubinda faction, who just delivered an election in Chawama, not to go to Kasama. Now, I want to ask the Mundubile faction, who were threatening Balubinda not to go to Kasama, are you people really in it to win it, or what is your motive? Because when we have this politics, the main point of multi-party democracy is to oppose the ruling party, and then eventually these opposition ruling parties, they should come together, and the goal is to remove the ruling party. Now, it's like these opposition, they are sabotaging each other. Even within PF Mudiamuine, PF is one political party. There is one breakaway camp who is now sabotaging the main PF. So now I sit here and I ask myself, are these people really in it to win it? Because our name nobody wina kuchawama kudia, they delivered Chawama. So why take mumani akapi so that you deliver Kasama? But instead, these people, they were threatening those people who delivered the Kuchawama. And now look at them, Ubasevana. Now Basevana, for a lack of a better word, the PF don't say whatever FDD, whatever they have done in Kasama, now Basevana. And the people were saying that even those votes is because Bakambwili Eva Ideko, the votes that actually got them to where they were is because of Bakambwili. Now, I am saying here to say, Mwemena Zambia, let's be serious. I think in Kufumalelo, my message will be, I think let's take a binoculars to location number. These political players, anyone with a suspicious motive, let us cut them loose and move without them. Because we are tired of pleading to say, let's work together, work together. Now within the PF, one PF political party, they are failing to work together. So nishkutuaratika kuisa. Within that PF, some of these people, they are not in it to win it. Me, I would say that what has happened, the people who were there Kasama and threatening Balubinda not to go to Kasama, they sold that Kasama election. Because if these people were in it to win it, the team ile yali ku Kasama nga bali kujja okwebati they deliver victory for the opposition, they would not be threatening Balubinda okwebati be yako ku Kasama. Balubinda bati they deliver victory. Just a few days ago, he delivered victory in Chawama, Balubinda's team. And when I say Balubinda, I'm not calling Balubinda as a person. I am saying Balubinda as a team. He delivered victory in Chawama. So, no Balubinda team ya Balubinda kudia mwadi mwene fotwa wombere. Kuchawama, even me, I was here. I'm a G20 yale isa to poster. My election results, they were coming and we were posting in Chawama. But this team, the other team who claim their PF and they are in it to win it, Kasama, we didn't see Ama G20 coming in. We didn't see the results flowing as the results flowed in Chawama. There was no vote protection. So no, but these people who were there threatening Balubindo, ku Kasama, they failed to land this election. So me, I am asking, are these people in it to win it or kuleta confusion, political games? They are part of the ruling party. UPND won in Kasama. UPND won in, there was no voter protection, you know. And I think there is on Mwamba's show, a lady called, not a lady, a person who said the family bali kulia in one of the polling stations. Atawa want to land that bale vote la FTD. Number ya isa fuma UPND was in the leading, you know. So me, I am here to say, my final remark on this Kasama election is, Mwewena Zambia, let us count our losses to all binoculars, and these people who are just extra baggage, they are weighing us down. They are pretending they are with the opposition party. They are dragging us down. Na mumone fe tu alusa nani kani? Efe tu alusa Kasama. Ingata tu chenjire na moga Steffi Kabako. Tu sala pukefi hapa. And cut the people loose we are suspecting. Namu Bible bali lemba, if your right arm causes you to sin, cut it off. Apa nomba ba opos takuli fya nefya kwa bati mule tuwe bati fwe bambituri ba UPND shani muleke. Because how can the same PF kwali ba faction imo ne faction ya ita branch off eba tuitati mfo ba UPND. We are not UPND. We are political stakeholders who want to see a change of government. We are on your team. We are on the team called the opposition. You know, we are preaching unity. So if you are preaching unity, why mlet salaula? Yes, many people even voted for UPND in 2021. PF card carrying members have left UPND. I mean, UPND members, our lesson dama card UPND. Me, I am not a card carrying member. I am just a political stakeholder for good governance. So, if something is not right, I cannot continue supporting UPND, and I stopped supporting UPND in September 2021, for the record. So, Nombapa, Mwemantu, PF leaders, the original PF leaders who respect the rule of law. We can't have a person, a presidential candidate, Aima, branching off to go to another on his own and carrying people because he's popular. And people are saying, let's just support Wamundu because he's popular. No, he's popular, but his popularity will die because of the way he's doing things. We cannot support an illegality. This is the man whom we want to form government. How can we support a presidential candidate who is starting his career to presidency illegally? So imagine the illegalities that this man will do when he forms government. If he can branch off from a legal organization overlooking all the constitution of PF, and is starting to start off via kujoin na Tonse, and now they have taken over the presidency of Tonse, and they removed the PF as the anchor party. Who does that? And then Bamundubile wants to be a president of Zambia. Mwemena Zambia ngamukavotela Bamundubile with all his illegalities he has done. Nishi chama fetua ikara na ba HH. Pamta kapuseni. If we have a president who's not respecting the rule of law, then we might as well stay with the HH, because he also not respecting the rule of law. Why should we change from HH to Mundubile, who are both not following the constitution? Mundubile has failed to follow the constitution of PF. So why you people may be support about Mundubile? Change fyo kuli ba Mundubile. Tuye kuli ba Mundubile ba le filo konka constitution ya PF. If he fiamba panono. Now if Bamundubile is given presidency of Zambia, can you imagine how it will be? Bamundubile, you had popularity because everybody is saying Bamundubile, everybody popular background. No, Bamundubile, the process na mulufyanya. Na mulufyanya Bamundubile na am advisors venu, they have killed your political career. I can say that, like Bamundubile, whoever advise you is a jealous person who has killed your political career. Yes, because Zambians are not blind to the fact that you are using an illegal way to get to presidency, to be on the ballot. So people will be like, we can't have a president who used an illegal means. We can't have a president, but in our nankwe pamo, like he's a statesman. You know, he has been in politics. You know, he was leader of opposition. His credentials, they speak for himself. You know, but what he has done has taken away from the respect people gave him. Yeah, but Bamundubile, what he has done is like the people who advise him, they have killed Bamundubile's political career. Mwaishiba. Sometimes you have to be careful about people who you are taking advice from. Be careful. Munachita consult. Like if you are a big political figure, ama decisions. If you make a decision, sit down, consult. Don't limit your circle of advice to only a few people. Go outside your area and consult. You don't even have to put, you know. That's why in Mumonenangwa, in our traditional Yama villages, Vesu, even up to now, his political career is intact in your head, because Zambians will not accept to elect a president who got to presidency dubiously. No. We are already dealing with the situation Hakainde Ichidema. How he got to presidency. Even him, he didn't dribble his friends. At least Hakainde, he was just standing by UPND uncontested. In the case of Hakainde, he's even more credible to be a president of UPND, because vale umfana fyoko kuine ero bai minina Hakainde unopposed. So in terms of Hakainde, he got to the presidency. Whatever he did, no one was opposing him. Mamona. So in case of Bamundubile, there are 9 people in PF, but instead balole lebaye ku convention when abachita branch away baya ku Tonse kulia baya chite mingalato, from there from Tonse baba president of Tonse. So we are sure that Bamundubile baka on the ballot. I don't know what political party, but definitely Bamundubile will be on the ballot. But people will always associate him to that scandal. This is where I'm saying, because people will always associate Bamundu with to the scandal how he ascended to power in Tonse. This is the cross he has to bear. And that will be the cross he will be, his political career will be crucified on. That is the mistake that he made. Ngabali take Kenya fe Bamundu with. Me, I said, including many people, they said we will support whichever candidate is picked by PF. Bamundu is the one who was popular. Makebi just came on the scene. You know, Makebi is not too long ago. So maybe Bamundu ngabali taking ngeba PF flag bearer, and maybe Makebi ngewa advice was nga tuali chita campaign. Nombe fichaba, I don't know, Kaya. So that is my I rest my case on Bamundu less self-expulsion. He doesn't even need a letter. Takuri knowing Galembela. Like writing a letter kuri Bamundu that he has been expelled is a waste of time. Because he self-expelled himself. Bachilondo la munkonge bachilondo la pali ba mwambasho pali. You know? Waya kuri batonse kuri batonse bachita expel by PF. So you are PF, so when Batonse, the rogue faction of Tonse, when they expel PF, it means you are expelled. You know? So, the rogue Tonse expels PF, Bamwamba is in, Bamundu is in that meeting, but he's sitting there while the PF is being expelled and is also PF. So him sitting there while the PF is being expelled simply means that he has left PF. So he self-expelled himself. You can't be with people, a team. What example can I give? Pari baneba bareyamba bafyashibobe. Wafuma pamobe wa pari baneba. Mwateka akabungwe na baneba oleyamba bafyashibobe. Ushepanga ndapali okabwere poli libiri. Are you sure okabwere poli libiri? Panga ndapamieno, you leave your house to go to your neighbors to plot against your own family. Are you going to come back to their house wakakuleke? Text. Irengo ri mwana wandi wayamkunja bapali baneba plotting evil against me. Ero public, not even privately, no. They did all this publicly. They did all this publicly. They were plotting against the legal PF. Bamundu is in on the plot. Tokobale chinjama constitution to remove PF as the anchor party. Bamundu was in on the plot. Ni self-expulsion na ya 200 vali pirezi. He has forfeited it because he has expelled himself. He can't even demand that 200 vali pire to run on as a PF. He has forfeited it. So it's simple as that, guys. You can't have woman or munganda kudiba neighbor plotting evil against your family. Uriyamana nishi ngaya nishi ayapanga nataka wele podi biko fat bye kabio kokwino ko waya iba fyashibobe. So Bamundu with bad advice. I don't know whose advisors are, but he will have a tough time even to make impact. Baka bakwati be na CF citizens, at least by citizens first, they are just not popular because people are not ready for them yet. Who knows? Maybe one day people will be ready, the Zambians will be ready for citizens first or by Socialist Party. But I think by Socialist Party, now by Citizens First Party, I think they should smell the coffee and jump on, just sign and endorse the PF. Because I'm a vote over there quarter. You are just splitting the vote. You might as well just come on and join the bandwagon for the legal PF and put your vote there. It doesn't matter whether by CF, Nangwa SP, bale quarter 2 or 3 votes. Every vote matters. Every vote counts. Now, only one vote, that can be the vote that can push over the election for the person to win. That can be the vote that can push over our candidate to get the 50+1. So we need to come together, our Citizens First Socialist Party. That's why I'm happy with the NCP. But Peter Chanda, he said after the Chawama election, he had a reality check. Then he just said, okay, although he has endorsed Makebi, we haven't heard from Makebi because Makebi is part of PF and he can't take that decision by himself. He has to consult. So we are waiting to hear from the main PF what the main PF and Makebi will do concerning NCP's offer to Makebi Zulu. But otherwise, we salute you, Peter Chanda. This is how mature politics should be. Like, numbers don't lie. Just look at the numbers and pick a side. So the same thing for Ichaba Binu Mpundu as well. I think Binu Mpundu should also do what Peter Chanda did and just say, okay, I am coming to work with the PF main function, legal function. Yes, so Binu Mpundu should do the same. Looking at the Chawama numbers, but Citizens First also, in Chawama the numbers were bad. In Kasama the numbers are bad. SP same. So we are praying that SP and Citizens First can join the main legal PF and we move together. Otherwise, you know, if our opposition Tamlefo could join the main legal PF, the campaign, we'll start telling people not to vote for you because it's like you are just there to split the vote. Your votes are not any impact at all. The numbers are so poor. Our numbers, they are really poor. The numbers are really poor. So why are they emphasizing on running by themselves if the numbers are so poor? Then from there, we can answer the question to say maybe they are just there to split the vote. Okay? If our Citizens First, the numbers really, they are so low, then why are they insisting on being on the ballot? If the numbers are so poor, why can't they join with the PF faction, the legal PF faction, so that, you know, they can be an impact? Because if you look at the new Kasama election, I am told the opposition wants only 56%. The opposition have more than 56% vote. So the fact that these opposition, they don't want to go to the main PF faction, and they know that if they do, then UPND will be history. So them insisting to stand alone when they know that they cannot make an impact by themselves, but they don't want to join the party with the most of the votes, then they are just there to split the votes. Maybe they are being paid to split the vote. But Eric, to alalanda shan. Nimbina abalipira. Bale balipira ukwe bati split the vote. Because ingata bale balipira ukwe bati split the vote. Kuti baisa kuli okuli aba ukuli ba PF eba kwete abantu mwamona. Ba PF eba kwete abantu. So our opposition abale imini na bakwata 10 votes, 9 votes. Why are you doing that? Why? Are you being paid? I think it's a time to call a spade and call you out for what you are. Bakalava, are you being paid to run to contest the elections? Because your numbers are so low. And we are a few months before the election. So, echomule kakati loku iminat na imwe paka fe muchite field candidate yenu. Wishebale miripida to split the votes. So, number, efo na chana na paniba mwambo, kwebati, Apano batwalambo kubadi campaigner. We are going to assume that mwema parties mwema shide folk join na main PF faction. You are being paid to split the vote. Because that's the only logical explanation. What is the logical explanation of insisting to field a candidate when you know that it's no impact? You know, your vote, the votes you are getting, they are no impact, but you are still insisting on fielding a candidate. Because you know what? A vote is a vote. Even that 1%, 1 vote or 2 votes here are citizens first can make Haka in the win. You see what I mean? Even the 10 votes that are going to Socialist Party or Citizens First can make Haka in the win an election. So, are you being paid to stop PF from winning? By Citizens First. Tatulelande kama party. Tamumwene uya kubukina faso na watana na ama political party o sana wata dismiss. Cause them level upuba ma political parties. Ama political party, they are just there to split the vote. Political party take away the impact, but on every election, ileba pa ballot. Why? For what for? Are you serious? That's why in a political party, but I have seen ukwebati this election, but PF have got the upper hand. Eba kwata my structures all abantu over the fire. So, why should I start in Jemkula in Minina Panika political party? Abantu 5 vale vote. That's why I've put my voice behind the political party where abantu vale fire. There's no point in Jemkula ka political party na mkula vika abantu. I want to 5 vote. Because those 5 votes could be a tiebreaker. You know, I'm sure I can get 5 votes. Singanadi meaning on my political party. I can get 5 votes, or 10 or 20. But what's the point of getting 20 points when I know I can't win an election with 20 votes? So I would rather put those votes behind a PF so that they're a tiebreaker. If I get those 20 votes, they push PF to win the election. Then if I get 20 votes, they split the election so that they split the results so that Haka India win. UPND are winner because remember, we are in it to win it. It's a race. Tema ngala fiama numbers at yokula mona badeba kweteshani inena alif mapa number 3 and apa we are in it to win it. It's a race. Opposition on one side, ruling on one side. I rest my case. Pari ashiri akunyu Kasama. We are in it to win it. Yeah. And then again, the burial of ECL nani wukana futi. So, mwebantu, why wakose depo ukwebati balungu needs to be buried before the elections? Because if these people were really wanted to bury balungu before the elections, ingakale baba shika balungu. Number 3 akuli 8 months. But HH will win. And you know what I'm telling you, but HH cannot win a free and fair election because of the hardships abantu bale pitamo muchalo. The hardships abantu bale pitamo. But HH cannot win a free and fair election. Why do you think by katirama paper ya PFU? It is in black and white. But HH Nama leaked documents, you say there are leaked documents where HH and UPND, they have been told the hardships people are going through, the load shedding, the high cost of living. There is no way in hell HH enga win a free and fair election. We have had the governments have ruled Zambia, and we have not faced these calamities. Let win an election in your it's free and fair. If you saw we say like Pierre, they can't. Na mumone fya lechika kukasama. Achkwali ubunga muma polling station. Eh? Ubunga the people are hungry. Ama farmers kulia kuku ama farmers baba lipira. Nangu baba lipire ni bamo. So aba farmers bachiri bale na bakali permit maimpi ata baba lipira. You think in a free and fair election, farmer fyo kwete fya mano kucha ya votera government ya tulo kumudi pile mpia shakwe. Kucha ya votera government ile bale ya kanyama fertilizer munu mamenda. Do you think a farmer fye a villager fye ulia wine? Most strong or diaba PF. Do you think kucha ya votera UPN details? But we saw what they had to do. Bali are camping akuriama ministers, bali nani bali panani pad. Uriati mwamba uria winenangwa dinanu uyusibongile. That MP, she was there seeing a lepel MP. It wasn't free and fair mwewantu Kasama. Kwali ama inducements. Eron kwali saba nefyongo ya kwali fyongo amaliza uti ya isapiliuka. Baba PFFDD were leading, but there was no one to protect the vote. So that's why when I talk, ababe never FDD tons. They told the team ya baluwindia protect the vote at mwika yako. So nishteva shitisha election. Would I be wrong to say the FDD tons sold that election by threatening the Luwinda team who delivered victory in Chawama not to go to Kasama? Moi se ni wa South Africa.
Kwa imwa tushe ni ba president.
Kwai. Landeni.
Yeah, I've analyzed what happened in Kasama, and if we can have this kind of difference in terms of the margin, HH will go through in 2026. Because Southern Province, we will not give this difference. It will be huge. Then if they give HH 20,000, they will be giving the opposition maybe 2,000. The difference in Southern Province, Western Province, Northwestern will be very huge. If Northern Muchinga, Wakula, Eastern Province will be giving a slight difference. Going to talk of any kind of change into come this August, I don't think so. So even what we are talking about, people suffering, it's just maybe people are not suffering. I don't think they are suffering.
Yeah, abantu bale chula, but you know what happened there? Bali chinja fyama numbers. I don't think those are the real numbers. You know, and then in by election, so was everybody are camping akuri. Mwaishiba.
No, but the other team, the opposition, they are in a disarray. They are not organized, and while the 13 ministers were in Northern Province, in Kasama probably, the opposition, those who are very strong, they were nowhere to be seen in action. And they had to let it only on CK alone, and only few people who were with him.
Because bali basokati muisako mwamona. So all those people who are strong, they are with Balubinda as a team. So it's like umuntu aisa soka ba wiswati wisako iwe kutiwaya. You know? Bali soka Balubinda as a team. So there is no way the team ya Balubinda kuti ayakulia. Oko basokere team leader wa watu isako.
So this is what the people can't see. Because already if you calculate what the opposition had, if they had to put the figures together, they outnumbered the HH.
Exactly. Efo nachilanda padiana tiba opposition number. Tien tuambe fiokula eba abantu kukula beba timwe bali milipida. You have been paid to split the vote because why mule kose la poku iminina mweka when you know that you are only getting 10 votes standing alone.
Exactly, because whether they like it or not, as long as they are in a disarray, they are isolated, they will never manage.
Yes, Yes, that's why now Mundu with the bali ngiri okuba kudya background. Mundu was supposed to be in Kasama. But Mundu with bali kudya baleba suba mabunga. Why? Yeah?
So if they want change, if the opposition, if they want change, they should be united. If they don't unite themselves, they shouldn't even be talking about.
No. Na muishiba. But you know I disagree. We have to change the language. Apabe na Zambia. We have to. If a number is like abafia shiba pondo kapanganda so mwashala fye mwaishibate. So this is how we should look at things as Zambians. These politicians, some of them very pondoka. So if forever na padia number, kuisambisha kusalapuka. Abena Zambia kusalapuka no kulolesha kubula mabai no kidas no kumona uli omuntu apondweke no kumutaluka.
No, but why can't the opposition get united? Then they just
Tete unite bali pida muyukuli utusaka tuandala matulepita na mumushi because abana bwabaleteka nabeshi bati nabamona Kasama has shown them like I am a results I ku Kasama na yala ngobuteko kwebati tapali chenu if the opposition unite so nabe natabalale they will bribe each and everyone. Mwala mwana pa kuchituka fike mu 2020 papa mu August na list ya ma political party ikafula because omo bakwatire amaka is to divide and rule.
Listen, President, I don't think Anikalaba can be corrupted. I don't think so. It can be bought. I don't.
No, mbechwale kani no kujoin abanankwe chinshi.
Because Kalaba came number 3. Then number 2 was
but in number 3 namumona mass percentage. It's not ngamulenda number 3 kutumule mona kwati banaba konka na niuku alikunshi. Let me show you the numbers. Did you see the numbers? Namumona ma percentage tata. Let me read it to you. Bakala baniba number 3 but he's down like balikunshi mwaishiba.
But in the percentage, you're in a percentage backwaiting a much more became you had it with what FDD had. It can have a 50 plus 1.
No, it's 56%. Ama numbers ni nkwatai. UPND 44.19, FDD 37. Ngamwabika kweya baka 30 by FDD 37.15 mwabika kwa Citizens First ba 7 mwamona badi ukutali is less than 10% ba Citizens First. So ngamwachita add ba Citizens First na ba FDD it's still low.
Now after Citizens First, which one is there?
Isa pali 44 mwamona it's still low. Ba FDD na ba Citizens First is still under 50%. Ero ya chila nomba ba nani kani ba UPND. Yaba 44.78. Ba UPND ba yaba 44.19. Uwach konka poni UPPZ. UPPZ. Yeah?
What I know is it's very difficult to rig a by-election because it's properly monitored. It's very difficult.
No. Tamwachi berenga kanshi for bachilondora how they rigged it. Tamwachi bere imwe paliba mwamba. Information ili paliba mwamba. Efo nachila ya banati. Mule ya paliba mwamba ba mwamba is a member of Central Committee of PF and information is being posted there. Correct information is being posted. So nganiwa SP bena machikwata fe 4%. Mwamona.
So SP came after. What about the number 4?
Number 4 niba UPBZ 5%. So nangumulenda niba number 3 bakalaba niba number 3 but you got less than 8%. 7 point shakutu. You know? So that's why tulelanda chaba palaba kalaba UPPZ SP. If you don't join the main political party yaba PF, nishtu walanda munayimule for kuta split ama vote.
No, but why are they so courageous to feel that they are overzealous that they can manage.
You can't manage Naimwe. Bambi ninchito kanch. Apa number we just have to tell them as it is. Ukwebat Bambi, vale milipida to split the vote. Because even if it's 7%, that 7% can help ukuwina. But spice have been adding you.
Even 2%.
Now, Monica 1%, every vote matters. Every vote matters. So, apa number if tu akula imbafia tawe mwa citizen festi ngamwadili mpia. Just go and enjoy that money. Ukuchira muise number muna chiringanye vintu. It's not fair.
Queen Pumi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Spicy?
For me, I feel like they are not even paid. Some of them, they are just overzealous.
Okay.
I feel like they are just they are overestimating their potential. When they, because look at even in Chawama how he performed, it was bad even there.
No, but the overestimate you also which overestimate.
But before it was in the previous elections, I came out number 3. So of course now that there's no second person, I'm going to be like I'm going to go up. My numbers are going to go up. That was his
no, but then it's like number 3 you only got 7%. Number 2 akwete take 7%. Eo wakata 7% ule yumfa. Like honestly, are we serious?
Hey.
Somebody need to tell Bakalaba papata. Bakalaba, somebody need to sit him down and let it go.
All of them.
They need to just make Baba sign a memorandum of understanding. Ukwebatinga tu poto bale fire. Baba sign a agreement. Let them make agreements. Ukwebatinga tu awina inen de fire fine. Ukuchi de fiesho bale chita. Va emeli mulishan. I'm quiet.
Now, the other problem which is there is politics of bitterness. When I don't like Queen Mpumi because Queen Mpumi belongs to the Mundubili, I start insulting. I become emotional. Why? And you cannot go to the convention to say no, where we are going, we should choose. All of us should choose one candidate. You can't do that. Each one should have his own choice. If I am for Makebi Zulu, no one should insult me. So people should just be free in terms of the emotions. They shouldn't be so emotional. If you are not emotional, you can even say, okay, let us meet, guys. So can we have all the opposition? We just feature one person. Can we have elections? Who can be the topmost? Then they even make a memorandum of understanding so that they are able to move at one tandem. If they want these things to continue, let them let us continue to suffer in 2020 after 2026. That is 2030.
Hello, even when when they make the alliances that they are making, when you are coming together, you are not coming together as a group of zeros. You come together with other leaders that have potential.
Numbers like yes.
Like look at the pact, Ababa Membe. That number that you are saying, he's a leader of an alliance. Your number, very more alliance, all over it, your number.
Imagine.
Nish, very quiz an alliance.
If you're not living, young guys that are national, they were by a panel, who are members and national boys who are Angela Papa TikTok.
At Molusa. Oh, Kayaka Moy, Chekalu Sambo. Yeah. I know, let it go. She can in and out quarter party panopod. I have a new era Democratic Party. Nganale Foyanganaria, Nganalisha, na poka na presidency and I'm on the ballot. But Nim Bonafe situation, I just can't. No. This is the time to team up.
wali muleta chike kuli banani ababa prominent lawyer banani abati
basangwa
bajonsa ukulaita introduce kubana always the year of election ngana ushati ukadeka you shouldn't be introducing ngamafika pa bantu wambe kuita introduce
imagine like for me inena ishiwi kwa pona mo I have people know me more in Zambia because I have been an advocate, you know.
Yeah, oh my indeed.
Our party opposition, what they should do, they should have a meeting. Otherwise, in the meeting, but just strategize. Because already in by election, presidential Kesamona.
Pata kulina anamwishiva basamfia let's call a spade ba opposition vera posa ne shita na tuna shara neka political party bambita bakwata na abantu. Okay, let's be honest, but Dan Pule, does he have a following or does he have people? But Dan Pule,
it doesn't have, and those are the numbers that I'm talking about.
yes, so but Dan Pule ever the number one ever balete chimfulunganyo kusasenda mundu bile mwamona.
Then they come together, both of them.
Okay, by Sean Tembo. Now today I'm going to be honest because we know what shingali pitile panani kali rotu arapitap.
I'll go pit up.
Lero tu repitapo lero. But Dan Pule turande na uria wa nyonge chipani uria. Alikwata abantu who even knows uria wa nyonge chipani uria winina kuria chairperson uria wine uria an opposed exilda. Alikwata abantu.
Dadi mutonse aba mundu bile.
Ali mutonse aba mundu bile bali musenda takwata abantu. Ba Dan Pule tabakwata abantu. Ba Sean Tembo, I think ba Sean Tembo bali fumamo. Nam kwata opposition with a bunch of people who have no following. Are we serious, guys? Oh, once. Tuleva serious bena Zambia. Let's be. I am a politics guy. Inga mle yo ba Dan Pule exude mwenya. Okay, what's the exude Facebook page vya yakwe? Ulia exude mwenya. Let us show us her Facebook page.
Political party. Like citizen first, I think the man is just trying to be pompous. He's so proud of himself. He can't admit to join.
I am a Mozambique no mama politics ya Lugwaro. Isabo ngana ukwata Lugwaro. Ulugwaro kakuvotela.
I am a by political party. They are working
the next president. She didn't have a minute of the next president.
Wake up.
What kind of Christians do you?
Despite Kasama, they are very funny characters. I come from Kasama. I'm a typical person from Kasama. I'm very funny. If you see the voting pattern the way it was in 2021, Wapura did better with PF, not Northern Province. And that's what Ochobale for certain people. I think we all know where it's leading to. They want him to get a stronghold for PF, especially in Northern Province. They are using him. That's why he didn't even campaign for that by-election.
Hello from there, I'm Kusumo Mungata, I'm the president. Are you serious?
And I'm a president.
You are a president of Tonse when you are losing election, Korea.
It didn't make makes sense.
Ah, bamundu bire.
Washa political party ove wasenda at ECO.
Welcome, Don Oscar.
Ayama election ya Chichika, Chawama na Kasama. They are working like a litmus paper to the opposition. And if this trend continues,
Yeah, it's true.
the opposition shouldn't even talk about implementing any change through the ballot paper. They'll fail lamentably.
When I'm in Shiva.
Because
let me finish talking. My analysis is that don't expect Southern Province, Northwestern Province, Western Province to give such a slight difference in terms of the vote difference. I don't think so. Then they shall continue with that formula, whereby if they give the PF 2,000 HH, they will give him 120,000. Yeah. But if Northern, the stronghold for the opposition, Northern Muchinga, Luapula, including Eastern, if they can give a slight difference, including Lusaka, because Chawama is in Lusaka. And the Lusaka gives a slight difference, just count. They should even count themselves to say they are going to win. I don't think so.
Yes, because even Professor Kasonso says, imagine kwafuma 1 million ku region imo already counted mu pockets. Imo nomba mule mupera ma 44, 50%, 60%. Do you think you can win?
Then I don't respect all by-elections that comes before the general election. They don't truly reflect what is happening. Normally in Zambia, that is the trend. I have never respected any by-election result that happens before the general election. They don't reflect the true outcome of the original general election. Normally the by-elections, they give the ruling party. But when it comes to the general, where they are now picking the topmost man, they go a different way. So whatever is happening in the by-elections, it's not talking louder and clear, no. Wait, when August comes, the presidential, which is very important for the Zambian people, it will give a different picture. But what is important? Go prepared. Make sure that you are not in a disarray. You are not, be united. Do not, if you are a hand pocket, just few, you are just...
Okay, Basamfia, ningufa message yo mulelanda. So, my question is to this panel here. To ala chitashan pantu na tumunat opposition kudi bambia aba kakatiro kuba pa baloti, but their presence on the ballot is just taken away from the victory of the opposition. So what are we going to do?
Queen Pumi, for most of those leaders, if you are like really wanting to change government for the good, you don't have to be president. There are
Exactly.
people that can take up different positions in government to help the people, to save the
Exactly.
people. Some can be good justice minister or something. But Binwell can continue as an MP and he can be appointed minister of something.
And you know that they can make a memorandum of understanding all the presidents to say, since to asala iwe, tawakula panga decision without consulting all of us. You know?
Yes.
They can take away the power of the presidency by having that MOU. Iya kwebati, iwe you twakusala pie bati, you cannot make a decision without us. If you are going to any meeting internationally, you have to include us, you know. Balendera pamo, ko baleya konse not filefe twale mona. Bahaka indero babadi mo alliance na bena, by the way. Bahaka inde was in an alliance. If he was by himself, he wouldn't have pulled it off because the votes would have been split. Mamona in 2021. So Bahaka inde badi mfana nabo, but they didn't do a memorandum of understanding. So this time around, let them make a memorandum of understanding kwebati upresident ukawina akalaenda na bali abapalaba membe na bakalaba and all the people who have even one vote matters. So that even if the president is going to China to decide to discuss a business deal, all the presidents go with him. not fila to amwene bakainde balenda bali ku New York na ka briefcase na bena jito. No, what is that? When he was in alliance to win that election, but immediately he went into power, Babani one-man show. Eh? This is what has brought problems in this UPND government, because HH have betrayed his friends, you know, whom supported him to come to power. So now let them make a MOU. Bakalaba is muikare panshi na party ikabomfya baba PF. Now, when 1% karakene, it can win or lose an election. Thank you, Amen. Go ahead, Amen.
So since it's very difficult,
I don't know who can convince Bakalaba. That's stubborn. That's what I can say.
Catch to care if you want to have a voter. If he's that stubborn, then let's tell people not to vote for him. So that's why Yama zero.
so
But now we're at 7 point something percent, and that can change an election result.
So I think the best way to do it, Madam Pum, is that out of the opposition, let 3 or 4 unite. Those who have got at least people, the topmost 4.
Ni bakalaba na ba membe. Bakalaba na ba membe na ba UPPZ. Eba kwata abantu. Eba baba consistent.
Eba fraction baba mundu bidya babere kutonzi.
Yes, so which party has got people?
Mundu bidya himself, he's got a few people that are following him.
But Mundubile, you know, people can follow Mundubile, but they might leave him because they are under PF. Because when people realize that Mundubile is not PF, I know, but in Delanda, Mundubile na kwata abantu. But once people realize that Mundubile is breaking away from PF, those people might dump him. This is what I'm saying.
They defended him. That was a criminal thing where he's going to Dose and they've defended him strongly.
But Okoko Tureya is going to be in black and white, where Mundubile will have to start their own political party or stand against the main PF.
There is no PF now. There's no PF.
I know there is no PF, but I mean that people, the PF, the people, not the PF Rugwalo.
They will split you in a PF and those people. You will tell me they will remain there and then
it will be confirmation that this is a UPN project. These people will leave Mundubile if they realize it.
Because they are trying. I think they have gone into an agreement whereby they want to get the strongholds. They are PF. They are opposition. That's why the Mundubile are mefidia. By Baba Mumbipia to Pombo with him. So he's a very funny character. I fail to understand him.
But now I've never met na HH. Na ngukuntumina kufefona na phone yamba ya kwenshakwani.
Sababa kumanya, but HH uses people.
That is a blue lie. That is a blue lie.
Because even the 28 MPs that he voted for Bill 7, those were Mundubile's people.
Imagine. That is a lie,
Congratulations on being shy. If you have
but Yabama MPs, they are the worst MPs in the Zambian history.
The only one who has negotiated never UPND ni Mundubile. Bamusana nenga ndusha kwebashitana. Inaniwe ni Mundubile ale ndapo JJ Banda.
Vatata. Vajeje banda vari mulevo indi.
History. Okay, the Baba Pomulum permission to say this. I don't reckon. Let me again, number for Sandy, no wish on the Sandy. Hey, to Sandy, the favor once no wish once to Sandy. Number one to one be one of your tiaka, wishing a was the finch, one from the finch was tongue. Gafi selang and finch. Enquiry. So, if we if I number to the Sandy, a number to the Sandy, the Morango fine. Okay, so what is happening?
But Deborah Valanda, we are losing this election with our eyes open. Because of who?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They have sold the election. Now I see Chalo. Filipino went to the bill 70.
Chachi na soromba mwana nefa chirechitika foto and this is the point yo mwana nabo mwana sana ifwe as Catholic lelo natwala petition. This is a breaking news. Natwala petition yakwe bati wewe banuncio ba apostolic nuncio kwe bati gakwali amapange yakukata bishop banda gawamwika Urusaka tamwaka bepo bishop to Africa nomba Urusaka tamwaka bepo bishop until bando mwine ngaka wa prison banda wamtola ku prison banda mpakelo akafuma mu prison ero akesa wela akabe euka wa bishop mu prison and wakabe free akasumine so now it's a petition yakayena yakoba to assign abantu na assign so if Catholic what intelligence yes playa le bomba what if that nichi earthquake muchibemba mwe bemba mulanda shani mu earthquake chira nikanishinda panchi Chinkukuma, thank you. Chimpanchi, on forfeit. Chasunkanyi, chalo, efotwa by efotwa. Wakwati chinkukuma, panchi, renda. Yakulanda sana pamuru kainga murenda nchabantu bala mona wangu bala itekanya. So chinkukuma chia panchi. Chayate kanya no bomushiri. Chatenkanya mushiri rombo mushiri ore fintu pamu fiaona eka naomba hivyo tuomba papa no wati ni filiati shimo chitapano no hapo kile muikalafie umukashi na bekalafie yo twalibomba yo ife twalibomba filafie shana so efo twaba nomba Economba na fue baba kwata shomukende twakwata shomukende alamwe abantu tutatuka abantu twatuka kwa abantu tulanda fechi kafye twayarisha kwa mkamfiro twarisha kwa abana banyishiwa twarisha ko abantu abakwate shibashi pamibiri ale wami owafi bashimu mwe wali pa platform hapo mwalimona kwakainde chiro ale wami owafi bashimu
nawe tatoonako wafa
ifwe turawami abafi bashi balaba eminwe yali konkomana yali kutauka ekwa bukubekata babaso bali abantu tuwamye ifwe twabapokelela twapera napakulala twapera napakusendama ebyo twaba ifwe tetuyise ututugensele watutukana iyo mwaba chakuti nomba mwayiba motoka mwayiba fe motoka imwe mwayiba motoka ife twayiba motoka bantu firo uromureba ati Bishop Banda nayiba motoka muretwe bati ife natwiba motoka bantu shikofu wesu mwe bantu bakwanisa alofo twaba ife nifwe bo twapere ndala mabala bantu tababomba tababa kwati ni Frankie Bwaria nangu never simu mama tiapusa nangu ba mayo ba given kato ba reverend ni ba politician never simu ani reverend ni politician Frankie Bwaria ni father ni politician fwebo fukeche twaba fwebo tubombera fyabantu nokwafurisha kwabantu no mushikuwonse na pano mpone ndipano tulebombera kwabantu kwafurisha ukwawula nokupoka kona kobo jamulanda mwe kobo yaine kobo nawula inshita twawula inshita iyo abantu ukoni nkwata ina meeting uko ya abantu ukuthi meeting nafumako nachawa ikininda ndikona abantu yesu akusambia hata nomba bambo donosika nomba what is happening nata kulimirana nakwena nashikosa yesu shakikosemera efyo twaba mu bantu bakwa mulungu so nomba ba politician and here I conclude what is happening in Zambia man ashaberenga lero ashaberenge ebuku ashaberenge page very bad still 1045 pages omba bati shale pyo ashaberenge akufena what 100 pages ficha alali mwali befin so nomba ifile chitika kuzambia mwe bantu bakwalesa ponse apo mwe bali apa bonse. This is now 61 years of independence. Okay? 61 years of independence. Allah tapaka byomusunguka upero muchinji kabantu batu when they ask you a question musungu te talanda ebusha the question ati when did you become independent? Or to ask at 1964. So what? At 1964. Oh, 1964. So takweve. Talandati. But 1964 you became independent. But then, how come you are behaving the same way you are behaving today? After my age, if I was one. Engaku pisha question. Ngawatu tola hospital. Nenga na hospital. What's your name? How old are you? What do you think? Wende mvokwati ni mkwata cancer. Okay. Mufamili mwe. Pari wamba wakwata po cancer. Nema question but you push. Mufamili mwe. Did anyone had a cancer in your family? Pro ask. You understand my question? They have meanings. And it's the same, like in politics. When they say, they ask us questions. Since when did you become independent? 1964, under Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. How many presidents have ruled Zambia? 6 presidents, and now we have the 7th president. What have you achieved? Until we are under shading, no. Yeah, 20 hours. Omusungu, arafiro understand, and he says, yeah.
Mshamulipo na load shedding Mozambique wa father.
Okay.
I think no uchoshita muri Mozambique from the manene. Twila posta finished because chishi in load shedding to from Mozambique ya bamu no uchoshi. Kwa fintu fia. Kucha wama imagine ile mafilia. Kasama imagine ile mafilia. Ubu chushi tumfubu kapela mkufia wakabati wa abantu bali Kongo ile ndalama. Kwamba ma business ya kuonfya malaiti ya pala wewe dingi finish baliwa abantu baliwa lero mulesa ngati yo ukasama 5,000 against 4,000 kuchawa no almost slight difference.
No, na fianza if you have a voice number, if you have a voice bichitike kwa Kasama, ngato ona effects kwa Kasama. Abantu ba Kasama mwabantu bakwalesa mwebapera mulano tubapera mulano inende ni bafichinga abantu bakukasama mwebapera mulano ebichite kukasama nifyo mwita imwata ma politics at these are politics because the so-called Zambian politics they are so filthy yalilamba muchisungu ati yalilamba filthy yalilamba muchibe batwalaranda tia ama politics ya Mzambia yali bayamuselo. Why? Because umuntu kuti avepo ufi vekarafia ekwarefumunga muchita ekuri nomba kuna kuulaya umuntu ngavepo ufi bane mwebali apa pa platform wonseke mwebali apa umuntu sekufi challenge ine I like to be challenged kunofo kwaba nga waeba abantu ati nga mwanista vote for me ngamikulira hospital ine hospital nga nchikulire kwisantantula mapo noti ati balimpata but bantantula pantuna bebiri ati nga mwanu ine nga mwavotela nkamikulire chipatala ine nga nchikulire chipatala nikaofela ulumendo kabiye noti ati yo bantu mwalimpata yo mwalimpata tapaba abakupata nima promises owapanga ku bantu kwe batawo abantu bakwalesa nga ine ifintu mambwefi ukalaikalafi Muzambia ati nga mwankulira evyalande bakainde kire president akaite nchimba ayamashiwu yonse I remember and I quote, put us in office after 5 years. After 5 years, you will see infrastructure and development which you have never seen since independence. I challenge all of you. If I'm telling lies, I'm challenging all of you. These are the words of President Akaindeche. Give us power. After 5 years, you will see a development that you have never seen in the history of Zambian politics. So now, this is 5 years. Where is the infrastructure? Where is the development? Nowhere to be found. So the question is, what should the Zambian people do in front of a person who told them that after 5 years, I will change the face of the Republic of Zambia? When we say, you, the opposition, come together, just make an alternative. When we say make an alternative, we don't hate an individual. No one hates an individual. What we're saying is, come together and make an alternative. Abantu mwalanje bawe mumbanga twalaisha baisio nomba pakanshi vichinja ba UPND vichinja ba president yakande chirema because ngatwachinja yo tubalekefie bale kalafie 2090 20 shingoko wewe nomulani. No. We are all supposed to be accountable for our promises. This is it. We are not going to be saying, Bantu in Africa, insto yesu, ekulanda fyukwanshika fifma red carpet when white people comes to our companies, or to our offices, or to our presidential places. Mark, red carpet, mwanshika. We have received people from Japan. We have received people from the United States. We have received people from the European Union. For what? For what achievement? Nakudi. If you we don't want to go a better red carpet. Here I come from Africa. I have my own qualifications. No one has ever lined the red carpet for me in Europe so that I can walk on. No one. Well, who is wrong now? Who's crazy in this situation? Not no more flungara. Gachakubati. Mwaranje bati okay. Wakachi wakombo. Were kuno. Mwese tusakuwame kuno. Tuambia kuomba. Were. Red carpet tamwanje shikira kunja shikira. Mwanshikira wa Xi Jinping. Mwanshikira wa Shingoku from China. Mwanshikira wa Shingoku from Japan. Mwanshikira wa Shingoku from Russia. Mwanshikira. Uwa landu wa Zambia. Uyu mukashane fondandiro. Uyu mukashane kumuru stondeko. Wako Amerika alikwata nama businesses. Na Muzambia ne mpiara tumana Muzambia afisha na balanda. Afisha na balanda Muzambia. Ni bana aba mwanchikire po red carpet Mozambique. Ni bana. If not, but why? Why? Change to akanina. Look at this mentality. You want to be kafike mumutwe. Ukwewa fiati. If I told the fiati. My boss was Bill Gates. My boss was Dangote. Dangote is the richest person in Nigeria. Today, watoto kukomba gold, watoto. Nisto la pera, veni amalandi, sintu pera amalandi. Tua pera amalandi, watoto. Yo banani, Tony Blair. Atuwa Tony Blair no mbeba bomba ku State House. Watoto. Tote ni Tony Blair, watoto. Tie ni watoto, Tony Blair. Atuwa Tony Blair wana dawa afu UK. Namba ina nafu kuzambia na isa kuno kuba asungu. Ina nafu kuzambia. Mbomba na wasungu ine. Mbomba na wasungu. Nishita mle tote la. Chishita mle tote. Na nipera kuishia. Ina nafu kuzambia. Na isa mkubomba kuba sungu. Aba sungu eba mpe. Ewe ntipikiri ogwali. Noti ogwali. Ifyakulia tuli. Eba ntipikiri. Eba mpe kanishisha. Eba mstakrini mungande mondala. Murumu mondala mungande. Eba wami eba sungu. Nishita mlefayo kuntotela. Nani msha. Imwapa. Chinshita mlefayo kuntotela. Napela mamunga. Fingi kwetesha kulala. They push off. Chinshita tete muntotela. Bantu abasungu ewa wami akondala ifyakufala umfwala efyonsuku ewa wami abasungu chinshitete muntote chinshi mutotela ugesi Tony Blair nani kani kuchichi mpi abo mutotela kibonse nempiya nabakapukala mwatantama namasoje mwatantama nemfuti balisha pum baisa bachichi mpi inengala isa takuli Angumo akunchikana. mulandu nchi nani pusha nani pusha mulandu nchi ni bani batulowa ni umsamo watu wa Kwalesi. Thank you very much.
Awe. Important question. Kutu wafura nifia kulanda. But, you know, katwishi chaloko chile ya mwandini. If you finish twisa pano tulelanda, ababalanda, it's like you connect the dots, you know. Some of the things that are puzzles in our head, as we come here, we answer our own questions. Because now pakuli ba spicy balande fi, ba emeri balanda, fa donoska balande fi, ba sampe balande fi. And we connect the dot, and one dot which I've connected up a penny, 2 dots. And this is me, you know, and we have all independent. We have a right to free conscience and think things and speak how we. Some of us are public speakers, so we don't shy away from speaking our opinion. And, you know, and I've seen people, you know, saying, oh, things like, I think I know it all. No, I don't think I know it all. I am just not shy to speak my opinion. And I've been like this since I was a small girl. Looking back, because my mom, I remember getting slaps from my mother as a 5-year-old for always speaking my mind. So I laugh. I was laughing with my so my sister sometimes she called me, it's like, what president Muributi? I'm like, I don't know. I remember my mama who always slapped me for always asking. I never shied away. So it's not that I know it all, but it's just a personality type. You know, my personality is a type of a person who will speak their mind. Even as a little girl, I'm over 50, but I remember my mother slapping me for asking. So I was just like, okay, how are we going to learn how to do it if you don't want us to see what you're doing, you know? I remember that as a young girl asking my mom. So I think we need to understand each other, that we have different personality types. Some people don't shy away from asking or speaking their mind. So it's not that I know it all. No, I don't. I am just that kind of a person who just speaks their mind. And I've been like this, you know. I look back, I'm like, okay, I guess if you're never. So one of the dots which I've connected here is this Bill 7 thing. You know, we have been talking, and some things were said that, you know, these people, they voted for Amundo, they voted for Bill 7, and then these same MPs, they voted for Bill 7, and then they endorsed Amundo and for presidency. So now I have answered my own question. Because one lady said in a Facebook, some lady just said that our country is being taken to the Rhodesia. So, and you know what they are using to take our country is the MPs. But MPs, for the Bill 7, those are the enemies of Zambia. This is my opinion, I can say it. I'm connecting all the dots. You know, because that Bill 7 was a pivotal moment where Parliament was supposed to oppose the government for that wrong Bill 7. But instead of our Parliament, it was split. Some of the people, they just worked out the numbers. Okay, some of you stay home. If the quorum will be formed. You know what I mean? So, to tear. So me now, I think my enemy or the enemy of the Zambian in enabling Wahaka Inde to pass Bill 7 and again enabling Wahaka Inde to have a victory, according to my opinion, I think my MPs Vadiabeni. Because Vadi signed a Bill 7, babwera bapiri bukanomba baisa chita endorse ba Mundubire for presidency. Now that Mundubire has branched off, they have followed him. So our enemies ni ababe ni ama MPs yaba. Ema enemy bazambye ba omenia kapina ba UPND government to capture Zambia so that they can have the delimitation, their whatever, their constituencies will be delimited, or maybe they are going to have Yayama position appoint abantu. They have been promised to be appointed once once the next government is formed. So these people, they have been guaranteed jobs either by being in parliament through delimitation or being nominated as a nominated member of parliament. These are the enemies of Zambia. In number na isanga answer. Because Mundubire, for me, I was on the fence na Mundubire from the get-go. But you know what? When I sat down and I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Bill 7 if you capita, this when I will know whether Mundubire is really what he is a genuine leader or he's compromised and trying to play both ways of the game. Often I don't kanya hini. Na le mwana fati ba Mundubire Bill 7 ingayapita elonkeshi ba gembaletea. Because you can't have your MPs, you are a leader of opposition in parliament, your MP signed for Bill 7, it didn't matter whether Mundubire went or not because the quorum was already formed. They had already agreed. You know, there were some people like were given Katuta, she was in USA. And when she came back, she was sick. It didn't matter whether the given Katuta was in parliament or not because the quorum was already formed. You know, so we are in and this is the worst evil parliament.
Just a question on that one. Do you think those appointed MPs who voted for Bill 7 from the opposition, from the PF, do you think they are still following Brandon?
Yes, they actually had a press conference to support his candidature, his presidency.
No, after the voting, do you think because before the voting, yes, I saw that, but now after the voting, after Bill 7 qualified, now after that and after the complaints from the Zambian people,
they have not come to condemn Mundubire. So they are still together because. Because if they do not agree with Mundubire, they should have had a press conference to condemn him. But they are not.
And Brian Mundubire has not fired them from his party.
Then Cornelius Mwetwaba Ishire Isati, you cannot fire them from PF. When the PF
No, now I understand Brian Mundubire is not PF. What according to what we are seeing ourselves, we hear now that he's not PF because PF was a man with the
Balubinda, yes.
Yes, Nakashinda. That is PF. Now Brian Mundubire says he goes on his own. Now my fundamental question is this: the suspected members of parliament who voted for Bill 7. Are they still with Brian Mundubire? And if yes,
I think so because
he fired them from his new party.
No,
Has he
look,
fired them from his
can I say something?
Go ahead.
If you think about it, which leader from the PF Central Committee is supporting him? Brian Mundubire. Who is giving him confidence if not the MPs?
No, but the MPs are not in the Central Committee, some of them, right? They are not.
But he needs support from at least some leaders within the party.
Like today, we saw.
Committee, but he needs support. So now, those same MPs from the beginning, they are the ones he's been banking on. And even his move, I'm sure this confidence is coming from the fact that he has some base somewhere. Because he can't just move to Danpole to do what?
No, but Mundubile has been popular already, you know. He has been popular already before this. That's one thing we have to acknowledge.
By over 20 people.
Yes, and those who did not say, since Mundubile, now this thing we should ask the MPs, what is your stand? Since Mundubile has ditched PF, MPs, what is your stand? I think this is a question we need to ask the MPs.
Yeah, that's a wise question. That's what I'm saying. That's where my dear sister, Spicy, you came in. My question was this: if the purported ministers who voted for Bill 7 against what they promised the Zambian people, because before the voting day they said they were not going to vote for Bill 7. Then there came Bill 7. We understood that about 28 of them, maybe 28, they voted for Bill 7. So the question remains, those who voted for Bill 7, are they still with Brian Mondubile, or has Brian Mondubile fired them after he has understood that they went against what they promised the Zambian people?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know whether it's so complicated, sorry.
He said he cannot comment, it's their choice. Remember what Brian Mundubile commented on that when he asked him to say, what is your comment on these MPs who voted for Bill 7? Well, he said that I can't comment. It's their own decision. So I think at the center, now, Apatulela, that's why discussions are important. Because as you speak, you kind of like open a Pandora's box. And now the Pandora's box at the center of all this is those MPs who betrayed Zambians. I think, because you know, it started a long time ago. Remember the chair the live that chair did. If you saw that live that chair did and what she said about these MPs, they have been rogued from a long time ago. They have been rogued by ECL. I've even heard things like MPs were supposed to contribute a certain amount to the PF. To the legal PF, these MPs. So there is a lot. So nangu Africa balubinda mala yambushi. Balubinda kind of inherited an already broken PF. If you watch it, Chair, I have that video on my page and it's also on my YouTube page. Ngatamwa itambile ya video live ya chitile Chair exposing wa Mundubile. Watch it. There is a lot of information there that you can understand what is happening in PF. And it started a long time ago before even ECL died. Because these are the people who failed to stand for ECL. Until ECL had to go, be humiliated like he was not a president, like he doesn't have PF MPs sitting in that parliament. The way ECL was humiliated. These MPs did not stand for ECL. Me, I've even stood more for the ECL family than all these PF MPs combined. I can challenge them that. They have failed to speak to the power, to the defense of Madam Esther Lungu, to give her the right to bury her husband. They are quiet. So I think the enemy of Zambia, niyababe nama MPs who have nabo manaka pinaba UPND to hijack ichalo, to hijack democratic process. Because if MPs are with the ruling party, then we have no democracy. Because these are the people who are supposed to guard the democracy in that parliament. But all the problems that are happening in Zambia is because ama opposition MPs bali umanaka pi na ruling party. So in other words, we are in a one-party state because these elected MPs have failed to do their job in parliament. Instead, bali katana na ruling party. So it's a one-party state. So what they are doing, Fiat Bill 7 number is just to legalize the one-party state. Because in reality, they are all in agreement. Bali to dribbling as Zambians. So these MPs, bali umanaka pinaba na ba HH, no kuma no tupi, no kudribura wena Zambia out of our democracy through these MPs. I submit. Because sometimes it's important to know ngana ukwata problem, you know the root cause. Because it's like to let Tana Feta to Ishibe to opposition unite. Actually, the enemy is not the opposition, it is these MPs who have dribbled us. Bali tupoka democracy, yes. Mu parliament, munyomo bafiro kuchita defend democracy. They have made Zambia into a one-party state, these MPs. And my
MPs,
very fair democracy, mu parliament, na problem. That's why na opposition teti wombe. Because there is no leader of opposition.
He has endorsed the incumbent.
Yeah.
What is that?
The leader of opposition is working with the ruling party. So that's why if you don't say nothing, pena.
It's like you are saying, what you are saying about Pomoro is what I was thinking. It's like the politicians, they have sat together, they have discussed, and they have said, let's just cool down the Zambian people. We as politicians, let's enjoy the resources. I think that's what you're saying. So they have sat down. And they've said, you guys, you are a politician. You might be PF. Come here. Yeah, that's you come here. Let's work together. The Zambian people, they are there. They have moved the Zambian people on the other side. Forget about them. So now, you, opposition, independent, guys, come together. Let's come here. Let's eat the cake alone.
If this is not crooked, I don't know.
It's true.
If this is not evil, I don't know. Eh?
Campaign. Nakula mipela hii 50 kwacha ya chibuko 20 kwacha ya tobo mutwe nangu ya
Did you hear kulia kumbi bachira baforesha ma aukao Kasama Queen? He was just buying the people aukao.
So number money number friend our politician dirty but peshe Bapumulo
Dirty power to the people. Coming down to Besuka, not twice sketch para Kasapa. We know the game they are playing now.
We don't even care who is going to be the president next year. Nga politician in a waka who solve a situation. To allow solve a fake of a one talk. And the way we are going to solve it is this. Again to me to allow solve a solve. Baba Pumuru Mariti hapo karaka game at red, black, yellow, shiny.
Aka red. Naletina. Bale so katinga bantu market not uye paka red naka black, so I never.
So to take paka red naka black. So our politician in Gavavika Karedia, Tolavika Kaplakia. Gavasa Vika Kambia Park, but we pay to allow Vika Kaplakia. Tien to block, to allow block. Tava to take him feeling. take mfine muri banono ba politician muri banono sana twalai mafina abalanda twalai mana abalanda today mana bena ba politician tamatu take mfine so twakula isaka black na kare wakula abika wabika kare minister of Shingoko mwabika ti mwetwa twalabika pati twalabika ti pumulo stumbe kwa pakati mwabika mwetwa apa pumulo stumbe mwaisabika pati reverend yakainde chirema ifo twasitabika pati bapo
awa ni chess twalamba vyokuteya chess because these people ni chess I think ni chess twalamba okuteya these people these people
politicians were Pumulo, about 2,000 politicians. 2,000 politicians. I mean, in Zambia, we are 22 million.
Not 2,000 bafura. Bafura, bachepa, babakupendera, maybe less than 100, less than 50. Like, ngina bafuma nampo, daba.
Mufiro mwabika pona inspector of police, mubike po.
But you know, these are not the king players, the king makers. The king makers, you know, ma MPs. These are the key players, is the MPs. Ever ipaya democracy is Zambia. Clean up.
That's why they just logana to new.
And clean up.
But our problem yambire kuri ba opposition MPs. Yes. The opposition MPs na pali Bill 7 is where all the root problem. But they are 3 million. They are part of the plot to cling to power.
Yes. So no clean up. Clean up. Yakula wafiati. Kufwa irikisha. Northern province, so require my elections, Kasama. Tend to bend. Our share Kuyama is in bank. Our share, our vote, our vote. Bashama, ama voting Kuya Kasama. Why kuma political,
Muko subana obunga.
Divanga. So clean up. Gamama mona pa ballot paper wapumulu. Foika. Gatwa musanga pa ballot paper tukeba abantu abakukasama kuise province abakompa pe abakuwanise tukalandaji. Uyo ali yakale pension. Iyo bapokaija twalaita pension.
Actually, take pension is more than pension money. Nimpia shama farmers. This is the reason why the farmers were delayed to get paid. Because wali mule mpia shabiu isha ma farmers buying isha mubiu 7. Ukufore shama ma MPs. Fertilizer yonse abantu bali akala mutu bafu. Ishoshin MPia mine, they are supposed to be charging tax ya mama ini. Ya mama ini yafido kulipira tax. Bafunisha kumaini over pela tax holiday. It's still the same money, guys. It's still Zambian money.
Bakumulo bayipisha kweshene banane kane ati. Basali bayipisha kweshene ati. Bakampamba, I think in the minister.
But Lillian actually tukana. The one fighting with Lillian.
Balanda Bakampamba. Now it's the join with the number. Bakampamba, Bachelanda Tibala, Lakana campaign manager of Mundubide. Bananikane. Madamu. So nomba inyapa mfurunganya ine mfurunganya ile ishati mo kufurunga natemwa kunefintu konko fufile konka kwino nomba pano chen komwalanda ti bakampamba bajoina bamundu ba okuba campaign manager walanda ti bakampamba uyisa kuno nomba
bali vote na bill 7
efore furunga nyevi kuti furunga nyokuno.
So common confusion equitable Mundu has brought in a lot of confusion. That's intentional. That's the way he's operating. So Jones if you buy unveiled to ECL. I hear he unveiled a lot of things about the BM. So shut up Okufumanonga. Shut up Okufuma one by one. Jones of ECL if shut up Okuchitika. So I don't know what Mundu Kabachilekafi has done a lot of mess to PF. PF with the structures because the structures. So if you've got a political party which doesn't have structures, then you don't have anything. But it's a one-man show. So just as well, you should just stop. But feel like if politics, is operating, it's not okay.
No, but you know, if you make it
vice president, if you have an issue for the ruling party.
No, but you know they have signed a memorandum of understanding. That's why he just can't stop because they have obviously there is an agreement. Like those people about Pokama 3 million, the part of the agreement is to deliver a victory for HH in August. This is my opinion.
I understand if you because no at never is your movement in Donse Muriomuba. It doesn't have a political party. So he's gone as ECO movement. For me, it doesn't make sense. What is
you know, Spicy is trying to pull people.
Spicy, just to help you here, there is nothing like ECO movement. It does not exist. Mumfawi, by ECO movement, if at all, there was a movement called ECO. The president of ECO movement was going to be Makepi Zulu.
Makepi Zulu, that's right.
If at all, there was a movement for ECO, the person who was going to be the president was Makepi Zulu.
That's what KBF said.
Yes, because Makepi Zulu, that young man, Makepi Zulu, needs a mentor. Manfred, anyone, the government, ECO for more than 7 months, more free.
Ngabari mumaji wagon.
No one is going to tell the story. We will defend the story of that young man. No, Makepi Zulu, given Lubinda, na Kachinda, Umfena machine. Then you are going. Number 1, Makepi Zulu. Uliomwaiti faithful. Ishamona po muntu aba faithful batinoti mwaiti. Silent. Batwala ECO kukoti uyo kulwepiteni nembwa. Bachitashane uyo mwaiti. Mbali nifwalira. Ife silent. Eronomba. Na ku South Africa mfweni imwe. Wino mwense mulibeza. Mwe wali apa bonze. Mwalisambirira. Bonze twalisambirira. Umwaiti South Africa aingire na ECO aingire na banani ku South Africa na ule ile mwaiti ali paside ya
it was like a son. Now it's like where we shit it. It was almost like a father son.
After ECO mwaiti ali parape nganyaba bambya ba bashishipanya babashishifonza abanga bali pokenda
Abalishitisha fefyo.
nga bali
Ngabali poka bale ya pati 7 nga kulivyo.
yes
Abalishitisha.
so ulyomwayi ulya muzambia ulyomwayi ulyawireke makepi zulu ya tamuli price muzambia okunkapera lwomwayi. There is no anyone who have a price to give that young man for what he has done. Nangu babe bati malukula naye kalafi asuka n'okwasuka okuweebwa omuntu who has to protect and muna invest. Okay, you guys listen about this thing. But Attorney General Balanda T, they want to give a dignified burial to ECL because they loved ECL.
What kind of love na benabo?
And therefore, Attorney General comes in. We, the Republic of Zambia, the government of the UPND, we want to give a dignified burial to our former president, ECL.
After 8 months, after Bachilanda Yali. Bakabesha after 8 months.
Black. Do you know why we work? Europe black glasses. Like any pedagogical secret. Apomuro isale nyamenzo. Isale nyamenzo apomuro. Sono bakuno anatwala ma black glasses. Ngatoya ku beach. Ku beach ngama ku beach pale bana mayo nabafala tutula tu.
To bikini.
Namufwala badweza mwebe ne mulafwala dweza ishi ne beach namufwala sonomba akweba tinso ni shipweko ala to wora fefya black. Abikala pame.
Amen.
Abikala pame. Pakweba ati ngaolero resha ku left. Abeshi yanje okolero resha. Mulewumva.
We got you, we got you, we got you.
So, no mbaba raba Attorney General, bena bafare fya black. Ne chungulo. So you na bafare fya black. Pero na toto guys, nobody should fare fya black yaba. Fish wale fire officer.
So we can't read his eyes, yeah? Kairi body language.
Barafisa, barafara fya black. Nabafara abantu, bakabesha bana. Barafara fya black. Not I am a glass. Ya mole mona. Na munafura chimo chine ndi fya chimo. No mbabe na bafara. If you are black. Na no manishi bafara de fima. If you are black, bakabesha. Mulebe pusha mukabe pusha. Chishi mufari ramaspe ama glass ya black.
We are.
So no, we want to give a dignified burial to our former president. No, Bakabesha, you never respected that man, President Hakainde Hichilema. You never respected that man. So
now when you eat before elections, go and deliver.
Yes. So we say no, and we say to Madam Esther Lungu, keep power, Madam Esther Lungu, keep power. We want to embarrass them. These people, they have embarrassed you for how many? For about 7 months.
8 months. Kwana so. They're only pathetic. 8 months yala kwana. They're only pathetic.
So Esther Lungu, keep strong, my dear mother. Keep strong. You are the former first lady. No one is going to take away from yourself that title. You were the former first lady for about 5 plus 2.5 years. How much is we are talking about? 7 years were Esther Lungu. Hakainde Hichilema is as a president for 5 years. You were Esther Lungu, first lady for 7 shame them. He will shame them. So, if you have to be poor, if you have to
Bakabesha bena bali kwata obufi bakabesha. He puts a smile when he's talking about the education.
Fox.
Oh yeah.
Before Taira Kusuma. Yeah.
So,
the body language gives him away.
Yes.
The body language gives him away.
Instructions.
I'm sure Kuchitiro he can be the happiest, that man. The way he looks.
Tabake seko Madam Esther tabake seko Esther Tasira lungu bali mupoka ukupoko mwana wanshiwa ichipani nenso nitawa kwata
Mwamupoko mupando akwati ati okay actually after mwamupoko mupando
kwata mwapoko mwana wanshiwa ichipani kuna nekuchawama mwali mupoke ichipani
umupando
nomba wamupoke ichipani umwana wabene taisa nokwisa nokulanda talandapo nokwasuka akano tasukapo wamfoshani na papo wenzima wali pa platform na misacha radio wanshapo wamfoshani
ero bamupoke ichipani talandapo ero nomba chiyo tulefa tushike bawe so before the elections mwali wa serious okay like today was serious. You do after mwapoko tasira mwamupoke umupando.
Oh my,
because if they wanted to reconcile, then that was a bad move. Why take the seat?
Imagine.
A month later, you start talking about.
Ati yo oche tushike bawi so. That's why I want to worry to Kanaba given Katuta Mwamona. That tape ya pangire ba honorable Katuta bambo kulachita blame ba PF.
It was inconsiderate.
Yes, alo bamu bikamona tasira. Munevika tasira alelo shaba wishi. She's nursing, she's still mourning her dad, and then she has to get over the grabbing of her seat, evil act of grabbing of her seat. She lost her seat. Elo from there, mwambo kula mubika mufia wati ataba abalenga tushike like okay. You know what? You can't even apologize to Tasira and tell Tasira that the HH is not the reason your dad is not buried, because the HH and the A, they just grabbed her seat. So how do you take them out of the equation when mupokele chipuna?
We thank God, we thank Maosampa, we thank Wachimba Kampuidi, we thank Wagiven Luinda, we thank the people of Chawama. Abantu bakuchawama balikana, uyumusebanya, tibawuliye balikana, uyumupamba, ero kalinga lyali lishamo lya kuchawama, nga lyali balishamo. Teti mupoke omwana wanshiwa mwamupoka ekipuna. Teti. Unamufayo? Teti.
So, mama nafia chitike bafaka. Uliwa iminine.
Nakana. Teti.
Balao, mama bafaka fefia chitike kuja kuchawama. That first person they appointed, was it Timothy? And then Baba dropped within 24 hours. And then they brought in Morgan. Morgan is a total confused person. Very confused person. Nobody fire him to Chawama. Ngai lechita represent shani wa Chawama mu parliament. Very confused.
He was not a strong guy who they gave FPM.
Babu Fifi.
Bas calls landeni ko bali quiet. Landeni ko bas calls tamulandire ko. Okay.
One, I want to criticize Banana given that over those sentiments for whatever video that she made or pertaining the issues to do with the PF and that citing PF with a cause. That's why he said that Ashika because of Amahita their PF. That was very insensitive.
That was very insensitive. How does she come out like that as if she hasn't been around and she's an MP, she knows what has been
Imagine. Everybody said, I never become a square, never our money, na papata. By giving.
That you are one of the people that are the causes of Lungu no Kubashik. But being a reverend, it doesn't augur well. What kind of a flock are you leading?
Yeah.
And she was too emotional when Curtis and you pulled her out over the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
She couldn't even come out and argue or debate so very well. At that level, I expected the emotional intelligence, right, to be handled.
The problem are given and Katuta Bali Kakatisha. Bali Kakatisha Bagavakash. Bukaka walikuwa the limit, but she's just beyond Bukaka.
And the husband was busy with the Munduila account. You know
he's the spokesperson, eh?
He is the spokesperson of Munduila.
Already. There's an agenda they're driving now.
Okay.
They destabilize the original PM. This is why they are bringing all these things. That's my analysis. My take was then she came out with that video, criticized the PF, and cited that the leaders of PF were so selfish, and the husband was somewhere else with that faction.
Is the Tons Alliance?
Yes, Tons Alliance promoting their group, so that they impact the other PF. They bring confusion in the party.
So nishinawo baleria kulia na tikudia area landa difficult at tikudia bonse party.
Too much.
But usala poverty behind.
You know, it's just lack of, you know, I don't think it's poverty, it's lack of patriotism.
Wakumuru, just a minute. Poverty, mommy, poverty is not that evil. Okay, let's not abuse the poor people. You know, on this matter, even here, we have discussions and we fight. When Europe, as always, when they look at me, the first thing that they say is, they ask me a question, where do you come from Africa? Then they say, you come from a country where people, they don't eat anything. They die because of anger. Because this is what is the narrative. Let me tell you, please, let me speak to you. The challenges we face here. I'm leading a community of about 3,000 to 4,000 white people. White people, 4,000. So, you know, among this 4,000, it means you have judges, members of parliament, you have councillors, you have entrepreneurs, you have businessmen. Then they say, who is our parish priest? He says, he's a guy who comes from Zambia. Where is Zambia? They ask a question, where is it? In Africa. From Africa. Yes. So now, you people, you don't understand the challenges we go through. Just because I'm a black person, I'm a black person. I'm not going to make any paper. You can see me. I don't put any color on my face so that the white people, they can confound me because I look like I'm a white. I'm just natural. I'm black. The way you look at me, that's what I am. So they'll come to me and they say, but he's a black man. I say, yes, he's a black man. But don't we have anyone who is a white man, who is a white, who can guide us? Why do we give authority to a black man to come in Europe and guide us as white people? I'm telling you this because these are my challenges here. And today, you are the first group I'm explaining these things to you. You are the first one. These are my challenges. They challenge me because of the color. This color. Some of them, they will come and say, who is the parish priest here? Then they ask, they say, he's a black person. Then some of the white people, they run away from here because the one who has a spiritual responsibility is a black person.
What's sad, huh?
Yes. I'm telling you, this is the truth. You have never understood. When I look at the way we parade the white people at State House, you guys, it's painful. The way our presidents, our members of parliament, you people, you parade the white people at State House. And me, where I come here, no one parades a red carpet at State House here in Italy. No one. You know the reason why? No, this guy is a black person. And you, in Zambia, you clap. You clap. It's painful. It's painful to
Exposure. Radio show. We need to be exposed. Even our government, this is why they come every time. The president met a group from Italy. For what? The president met these people from Saudi Arabia.
You call the soldiers, parading vehicles, paramilitary.
But president, you also kupokelera abantu bakufyalo fimbi.
That white guy might be even a mafia guy. You parade for them.
Yes, they are. The president was meeting a group of investors, but I've never seen the president meet a group of marketeers Mudiamu State House.
Nothing.
Why can the president invite marketeers mu State House Mudia and talk to them? No. When the doctors complain here, I'm a doctors. People were saving lives, the doctors, when they demand to be hired, nobody forced you to volunteer.
So now I'm trying to help, and I say, this is not what happens here. Let me tell you what happens. Then you etiquette me to be an enemy of a state. You understand? No. Wapombo is embarrassing us. See, then you find someone to insult Wapombo. Can someone insult Wapombo? Just insult him. No. You can't do that. But why are you doing it? Why? What we say is to give you. When there was a trouble, with the problem of Kariba Dam in Zambia when they're saying because we don't have enough water in Kariba Dam. I took a video. I went here in a small dam, and I was saying, if this small dam can produce electricity for 24 hours, we have a big dam, one of the largest dams in Africa, Kariba Dam, and it does not produce electricity. I will ask you a question, all you technocrats. What's the problem? Where is the problem? Everyone said, okay, no. I'm not talking, I'm showing you. I showed them. This is the video. Look at this. Look at the openings. Look at the level of the water. 24 hours water production. So, where is the problem? Where is the problem? I refused to say we don't have water and people are being exposed to 20 hours of load shedding because the levels of the water in Kariba Dam was very low. That's what they said, was very low. I took them to a small river here. Look at this fucking small river. The water is small. How come they have 24 hours electricity? Can you tell me? I went to this because the technician in that generation of electricity, they are my parishioners. They are mine. They are my parishioners. So I said, okay, can you tell me? Explain to me, what do you do? So they said, no, it's very simple. This is the lake here. It's the lake. You just have to go the shallow, you dig down. The flow of the water is on top. Water is on top. You dig down. The flow of the water, where the flow flows down, that's where you now generate electricity. Because electricity, to put it up, it doesn't cost anything. So the level of the water in the lake is slower. Okay, this is the lake. This is the lake. The water is slower. It's lower here. So where you go and generate the electricity, it has to go lower than this level. So you dig down. They have dug down a shallowing so that the water can run faster. Because to generate electricity, you need pressure. So the water runs faster, generates electricity down there, and the electricity from here down is pumped up to go and generate electricity up the places. Very simple. I went there to study. How do you do it? You have a very small lake. Then they say, that's where the technology comes in. Technology. What happened in our country? Zambia, we don't have crisis of water. We don't have crisis of electricity. We have politicians who are greedy.
Yeah, that's very true.
We have only politicians who just want to enrich themselves.
Muma external accounts. Okay, I saw a video which said like our president is the richest man in Zambia right now. Our president is the richest man in Zambia. So now, you are the richest man in Zambia where the people are so poor. Honestly,
He can be a richest man because who is receiving the taxation from Zambia? Because
he's worth like $500 million. He's the richest man in Zambia. And then on the top 10 richest people, I think Wamilupi, Navena, like 2 or 3 people in government are the richest people in Zambia right now. I wish they can invest their money in Zambia because ukukuma offshore account batwala. The money stays there ngabafwa. That is the problem of taking impia kuma offshore. Why don't they invest the money in Zambia? Build industries, factories, build dams. I was lucky last year I was in Germany for a couple of months, and every time we took time to tour, and we were staying in a little town, a little town had a river. Europe, every town, almost every city in the world there is a river. So in the middle of town there is a dam on the river, but they have a small power plant. So it's as simple as that. Any river, just build a dam and generate enough power. That is one source of power. But other forms of, Germany is advanced. They have that hydropower. Then there was another building there. They were making another form of power. Muripa mute. You are on mute.
So because German also wind generators.
Yes, if it are, we have that in California too, FEMA wind generators, but quite when I be another source of power.
But German, because they have an atomic bomb, so they have also how do you call this? Nuclear. German has nuclear power. German supplies, why do I say Germany supplies nuclear power? Because it supplies electricity to the Italians. Italy has a decision. They have decided not to have a nuclear power. Because the Italian government, they say, we want our people to be healthy. They reckon having a nuclear power needs a lot of security and safeguard and things like that. So radiation stuff. So the Italians, they have declared in their parliament, in their constitution, Italy will never have a nuclear power. So what the Italians do, they import electricity from France and from Germany. But France have a nuclear power. Germany has a nuclear power. So these two giants in Europe, they have no problem with what it costs. And that is why Germany and France, they need uranium from Africa. Yes. So
people are preparing for the party. When we were in China, quality building icho. Kumona fefinga ole pita pufima machine filevuvuma. I'm like, so that what happens in there? And it's a form of a nuclear energy. It's a form of a power plant. But kwena Zambia fwe bakwata menshina solar fyo kuti twabika fya ma solar panel every dam fya Zambezi yashingurukanga kwaliba kwambira fya ku Zambezi district kulya every kumongu mwabika power plant kulya Mongu should have a power plant by the Zambezi river. Kaili yapita mu Mongu is a big city. Okay, Livingstone they have done it. Livingstone they have that power plant, but in Mongo also there should be a power plant. And then also in Zambezi, they must have another power plant on the Zambezi River. So in Zambia, I think we only have 2 power plants on the Zambezi, the Kariba and also Livingstone. But we should have a power plant like in Mongo, Pafile power plant on the Zambezi, also on the Zambezi town itself.
But what about Luapula, Mami? Look at the waters there.
Luapula River. Takwa power plant, Luapula.
Takwa power plant. Wow. With all the waters there.
What about Northern? There is no power plant?
No.
There's only Chishimba Falls. Chishimba.
But there is no power plant in Northern.
No. A smaller one.
Enough water, mommy. Enough water.
No, I know Kafiwe Gorge. My mom lived in Kafiwe Gorge, so I actually toured that power plant here, Kafiwe Gorge. Nishivale when they were refurbishing it. I went down. Oh my God, it's so scary. But the technology in that power station, and that's a long time ago. So why can't we replicate all these technologies in all these small towns in Zambia? Eh?
There was another project which they did in there. Just to expand on the power generation, which they did.
Kafiwe River, kuliyoko yafuma kumufurira, ngabadi vika power plant somewhere in Kitwe. The only power plant they have on Kafiwe ni Kafiwe town or Kafiwe Gorge. They should have several power plants on the Kafiwe River. And on Wapula River, they should have several power plants and solar. But you know, we have all these things that can be achieved. But we pump money to politicians. We pump money as politicians pump money to voters as it's just disposed of, you know.
It's a disguise. It's a disguise. When they give money to the voters, that's a disguise of Molo. These politicians.
It is a disguise because we as a people, we don't want to think a critical mind. We don't apply critical thinking to it. Why are they bringing these monies to us instead of pushing developmental agendas? And we allow that as a people.
You know why we allow it is because ama politics in Zambia. These same politicians, pera bakada. So people aba sambira, aba ishiba how it's supposed to be done. They shy away because the politics, the Zambian politics attract dirty politicians into politics. Mwamona. So, na tumona hii neti mundu bile ikwete bakade. All the cadres they have shifted there. Pali Amaru alipangile video alentukana calling me a bulldog. Amaru calling me a bulldog. Na dimona ti Amaru wabamua United States muno. If I pick up the call, they'll take you in. Because you
don't waste too much time. You cannot answer. You see, I did the same thing with Madam Given Katuta. I cannot answer.
No, because you know this is a trend of where people shy away from politics because they don't want to be attacked and ridiculed for nothing.
But my dear sister, why should you answer to Amaru?
He was threatening me. He says, I'm going to send people on you and we are going to insult you. Insults you've never heard.
My dear sister, you know, it's the same thing. You was threatening, but I was also threatening me. Here in Europe, we call it defamation of character. When you talk about me, I'm not there. The woman was talking about me. I did not say anything. I did not mention anything. I was not there. And she mentioned my name on a public forum. So that is a correct consequence of defamation of character. And I would have just mentioned it. But then the question, I asked myself a question. How do I take a woman like Given Katu to police? To gain what? I don't want to gain anything.
But for me, Amaru was threatening me. No kulala ndati. I'm going to send thugs on you. You are going to be insulted. He's threatening my life. So if I go to Zambia today, I know, you know, that guy he has got cadres under him. So, Ngandi Muzambia, my life is at risk because I don't know what Amaru could have told those people about me. So it's life-threatening. That's why Kunoko America, they don't take it lightly if someone threatens your life. Milandu. Ngawaimiate phone kuya musenda. Because you know what, Kunoko America, why it is serious, because when someone threatens your life, before, people used to be threatened by Sora. And the next day, Basango umuntu nafa. But they ignored a call to say, someone threatened so-and-so, the next day she's dead. So they changed the law. Because the police were being sued. Yes. They respond immediately because people were dying because of a threat and the families were suing the police. Ukweba chumuntu was called you to say your life is threatened. You did nothing. If you could have done something, our relative could have been alive. So that's why here, they don't take threats lightly.
But I was so disappointed because Amaro threatening you, I was disappointed. Why?
Because I kuri bati mumundubire. So when our fire, they wanted to rope us by our neck. Tubakonke kuri okobaye.
Different type of pressingers. They are lethal. They are just.
Niba never hardcore. Barabe never letere ba lungu. Aba. These cadres aba yakuri ba. Ama kada aba yakuri ba mundubire. Eba letere PF. Because they were unhinged. Now bayakuri ba mundubire na bapokerera.
As if it's not PF.
Imagine, these are the cadres while PF lost power, but now they have regrouped kuriba mundu bire kuria.
They've done all to go. It's a blessing. Let them go and then win them.
Awe bajiniam Amaru like inende pindemu nali mpanga video malino kumwe Amaru kwachi Amaru wabamu America muno. Ingana imia phone so balesa kusenda. Walikuwa tabakashina abana wikalanda ati pumulo mubi because inengana ya kuzambia if I'm attacked by PF cadres in Zambia it's because of you Amaru and the video you made. Hi Mariah, how are you? Oh, mule magaliki. Mula mwali kwa tabipi. Wetamulushi le mingala to mama. Yeah, you didn't lose. It's just mingala to. That's why if I na BPT to wale nganafu wajisate pano na yashama camera. Just come online. If you are stressed out, come online. Mwase kama yala.
He called and he said, JJ, we don't understand. But to me, I'm a phone once. I'm a presidential candidate. Mausampa, given Linda, Makebi, Lava Munduri. So, you know, going up in a judge and I said to Munduri. Opa, Michel Foni, I am the Baruvinda, Tabaya speaker, Primausampa speaker. Makebi asked her, one time Makebi answered, Valanda. And then number to me never Munduri. I'm walk wire who's this JJ.
you know, if I'm reading around to for I don't have his number. What the number? Also, what we never land. So the way Amaro was talking, I said, you obviously want to live on the video. So you have I saw Uyumu Mendo and another brother who never attacked to Zambia.
Black Apple.
Yes. Now I so I said, okay, now to show game more 2 minutes now someone a banga video bali you what some baba chiten balia. Amba no kana ise tinga mitu milani bantu so ababa mi dealing and said honestly, how can you start saying all these things? That video wasn't good. That wasn't good. Nice, I was very disappointed now because I is a Landa, but I'm a days not the other day to Alipari Blaze. But if I'm sending up this, there's a what? If you're another Maro, that's not right. No, I support that one to read it. So when I show up at Maro, I think in I joined and I'm not going to lead in a support and I show that I did group pretty more in it. Group pretty more in it. So, Katuisha abantu aba tole konkesha ule konka abantu mukatwala ndeti amano kashbe minime palifin bifin but since I saw to afundisha kaso ka continue kupine before that team makebe aba kumul
Team Echaba Kalipa. You know the thing in Chaba Kalipa is Lilian aleba bantwati ewa controla diaspora. Hello.
Recycle politician. Why should you bring around to a PF? Why never still betray Balungu for worship? Davis Muir.
Davis Muira ile kuri ba brand mundi bile kuna ishira ndati na leka mwe bantu bakwale sana papa tampe moyo sana papa tampu shie
How you put us to the first someone fe once fe ba bene ba mota tela step betray Balungu balia na balole sha once JJ they move France because na luba
Yeah, na ba mulufia. I think I'm a MPZ. Limbi bill 7 money bomba 3 million.
Yeah, now what
3 million bomba. Limbi bali muchekerako. Limbi bali muchekerako.
Kena kale mona kwati bali abantu bakakafu ako kuwira kuzanga nomba kakaba very disappointed.
No. Yes. Yes.
The bad thing is the
ba mama baisa munganda ya mafunde ai mama mwaiseni mkwai
no batushu to mesi mapungula kumbe konde mokipsha wa father bishetushi walenwa
aka nikati mama kama nika lekembe
takuri wine lero takuri holy water vodka. Is that vodka? Gregus. Vodka.
Tisana yako bati nga mwamba mwa 50 years ujia papo instead you kuno ama tea la tuno ama tea kwali banomba ifyo for to style mwashito tukmana ni kwa tea bags muka tuma tea bags so tulafuisha ko digestion ni nokweba ti twako na toilet wangu file shani
metaboli ati shani digestive shani uko moringa tea kula nwa kwa moringa tea
so nomba ifito after pali 50 years ukia bantais kuno bali twebako batu bakao tapeno kula nwa mule muntu so tatuama coffee ama tea la ayo twale no twakulira mu yaja ya twakulira mu yala mati so no bawatu batao akula apastedi no mwatoto so to tushitana alikwata na libika mulya libichungulo wanu akamo uruchero mairo wino fie fonse fintu fie wino emkwaye. So
you know, but don't ask us something important. Ulia mulembe tuwale ya flowers. That plant hibiscus is so nutritious. That hibiscus bara ipanga muliti. Muka byale mama yali ya mabula kuyo mika mwapanga ti abasungweyo balenwa kuno. Ya alikwata no mutengo kabiri they import them. Tayamena naturally kuno.
Mwebantu alana bondwe. Nalisa ishwa nomba bondwe shina kuno mwebantu bakwalesa. Bondwe ile ine ya kuzambia bondwe. Dia green. Bondwe mwabula mwaipika nombo muto wa bondwe. Mwalanwa mwabika muna kakali keka nono. Ala fila wa
na guava tea na yena guava is a guava tea ene guava ile mule bula fe guava mwayumi kama panga tea na mango tea.
Yes.
Very nutritious though tuingira mule nutrition number inenda guava tea ngawa isanga $5 utu nono na tie mama guava kuzambe twale hapo.
Omukoli wako tapela.
Yes.
Omukoli wako tapela. Mawulo mukoli wako tapela. Mwaputaula. Tuma pieces mwabika mukabotolo. Mwabika mu alcohol. Alcohol ya white ya. Mwabika mukabotolo. Ono fiamba okufija bantu mukoli wako tapela ulisa kukula reddish. Oro mwabula mweba kwata nomba ama problems ama
kufi
mwabula nomba tazi notumoto mwalachita naso ala mweba ntu ala fila bomba eyo leo yani pamba nomba na karira na medicine
tulesa mbilishanya
So mama pumulo stumbe como mulelanda peri ya ma presidents aba PF na balubana 4 years down the line tubatika mpere na kofe ba UPND ukwisa afika kula sibamba chipante pamulu
na baba shita mama so pano not what a discussion lelo. And we have concluded ukwebati confusion in the chitika Muzambia yambira mu parliament because those parliamentarians have looked at defend our democracy but bali filwa. So Muzambia at the moment that came out party baonse bali yakwiba UPND bonse and abaletali kuti twashiningishe fya chitike pali bill 7. So bill 7 actually exposed what is actually happening in that parliament. That's why no one talks about anything. Amalela Ndafye, what's her name, used to talk a little bit. You've never given Katutabalela Ndako, Binu Mpundwalela Ndako. How many? The rest, the whole parliament is gone, Mwemantu. And we can confirm.
Given Katutabela, Fiabala, and Demwandini. Tabala, and
Sebanya,
I think mu parliament wonse muri problem. So parliament yonse ile bomba na ba UPND so nomba. We fwebena zanje tulishe kwati abafyashi bonse bali pondoka. Tulifweka.
Ifanomba tulifweka ambapo sijapa chako bati twala ikusha question. Na question no twala ni pusha na mwevo. Bantu mama amayo mwali kwa shuri kuda kukopa beoti. Ili karamba. Chapa ni ambapo kwa bati. Na ipo kwewe na Zambia. Twala ikala ngaba politician ba mulie. Batulie munango twala ikalati. Tieni tupoke obuntungwa. Ili pusha. Noro na pusha na mumwe. Ifo kwebe kala chalo. Bikalenga ba mulie nangu. Twala ikala kubati. Tieni tupoke fwebeni obuntungwa. Eponape.
Because you know Fyonse nomba if it na fiesa pabweru because abama MPs aba votere bill 7 eba registered endorse ba mundu bile ero ba mundu bile ba pasuka from the PF ba yoko kuri ba FDD tonse babula tonse ba ifurunganya tonse ya bafunya mo PF ba chitefe ba lefa ero ba basala ba president ba tonse Nama MPs bali abe never voted bill 7. They are there. So, and then I want to Kasama, Basoka Balubindet Mikesa Kokuno Kasama. Kuleo Kasama, they were supposed to be there and protect the vote, but instead Bali Murusaka Balesubana Mabunga, the president. So they sold that Kasama election. Now, if we are not careful, this is what is going to happen in the entire election mu 2020 mu August. Baka tudribura. If we are going to think to the mundu vile kashti mundu vile ina timu HH. The same way they did in parliament. If ine kutontonkanya kwa dia opinion yandi. I don't know ngamlensu minishe fonde tontonkanya. Opo mfikire ini.
I wish you were one TV. Now it's disappointing.
Baka sende chalo mumano mufifine ba pasukoku because you are in it to win it. So mosenga turefo yokuchinja why ukupasukana? We are supposed to be one team.
Pishamo pensuro avena Zambia bali tumpa tapalo fo baishi batenti bapishimo fi pensuro iwe wakulanda tiwo opposition ine nakulanda tiwo ruling party chentule bombera fipamo bane chentule balira fipamo chentu balira kya masuku pamo kwe
efire chitika
apa efo batista afo batista apa bekala fie bali kwata basala kambuma wakatwalo sono by if you twalaba kanina general election tukalalanda ako kambuma nindoshi
uyu nikoro kombwa
Kasama kalumba ko kakasama kafunyeni pofie mule ni pofie mwenda ikalia kalumba mwafe eko tukalalanda ala tunaisa kampeni ya nombe ono mwali tendeka kaili bali tuka no marabana bayo wonsi wale tukense wapompo no kundu kuli. Ama statistics. Tend to find the statistics. Our opposition budget 2.5 million Zambia. Ba ruling party we need 2.5 million. Our opposition of PF work with 1.8 million. Ba Katolika Zambia mwaisha wa milioni nani pusha bonse ndemi pusha mwaisha wa milioni wa Katolika Mzambia. How many Catholic talk about Zambia? Ba machika monekana nami pusha. How many wa Katolika talk about Zambia? Bank. Okay, five. 5 million. No. Quanta 8 million. 8 million wa Catholic. Zambia. So, if we go to about 8 million, 30 muntu, ese muntu, uise utuishe na 2 million. Ule nguvu ndela da. Iwe nga ukwete 2 million, waisa mkutumpia. Shani. Ine kwete 8 million. 30 unduishe.
Kasho poliko sereri ashiri abu Katolika ka? Viri pama numbers. Ifature imwena pariru, ifature imwena pambi, kanshi pama numbers.
Te va a pagar la Católica.
Namba mayo, namba. Kwete 8